Welcome to the Electronic Gadgets channel. Gadgets that are 20 bucks or less most of the time. We do have exceptions. We will put sometimes a few radios, a few electronic thingies that will be more than 20 bucks if they're really worth it. That's the question. Are they worth it, the price? But if they're not, usually we do 20 bucks or less. So this is a Degen DE321 AM FM shortwave radio. Very small, easy to carry along. Look at this, it's very thin, very lightweight. If you're looking for a small portable radio that you can bring along on trips, or if you go just sightseeing, just going camping, you're looking for a little something that works on batteries and that's really lightweight and easy to bring along. This is a analog radio with digital signal processing. Now what's that? More and more expensive radios have what we call digital signal processing, which is DSP, and it actually takes a signal and with a little chip inside the radio itself, it processes that signal and that audio and tries to make it better by using basically computer algorithms that rework the signal. There's no settings on this radio, so you cannot select the type of DSP that you are using. It's just like that, and it's there and it's fixed, and there's nothing you can do to change it. And that's the bad part of the DSP here, because since there's no settings, what they done is actually set it up with their own settings, and it gives you a radio that works, but it's kind of weird, and the sound is not the best that I've heard on all the radios that I've owned. So the key points in this radio: medium wave AM, which is right here. That's
we use them for performances, recording, for education.
So this is our local
and then on the other
800 kilohertz AM station that you hear.
Music in Alberta, and now we're starting to develop for the new facility the story of music.
When we listen to the sound, it misses on some frequencies because the DSP chip inside was actually set so that the selectivity, how wide the channel is when you're listening, is kind of small, so it clips off the high-pitched audio.
Right back to the native.
Of course, you got FM. So if you look here,
songs dated from wartime, of course.
Sound is much better on FM. The reason for that, I believe that on FM the DSP chip is actually turned off. One noteworthy point is that when you put earphones in the radio, FM is in stereo, so through earphones the sound of the FM stations in here are quite good. So if you're only listening to FM stations, this is a great radio because you get stereo through the earpiece, and it's actually very nice sounding and has a good frequency response. So for that it's good. If you're not using earpiece,
and we'd all end up in tears, and it was very moving. And I think this is one of the last
nice signal level. Is it strong enough for using outside? Well, not really, because I went outside in a little noisy environment.
So it has a special
if you put the volume too high, there's distortion, and if you put it just below the distortion, it's kind of missing just a little bit of strength in a noisy environment outside. That is probably the negative part. But hey, you've got a radio that's 19 bucks. This is $19, shipping included, on eBay, and the model is Degen DE321. If you look for that on eBay, you'll see different vendors. Basically the radio will come out between $18 and $20 depending on where you live. It has the European FM band, so here in North America the FM band goes from 88 to 108, but here they put 2 FM bands. It starts at 64 because in Europe they use the 64 to 88 portion for some FM stations also. Medium wave has the expanded AM band up to 1710, which is pretty good. And you've got shortwave bands here. Now you've got the major international shortwave bands. It's divided into 8 different shortwave bands. You got a little antenna here. Now, how is the shortwave band performance on this radio? It's okay. You can't say that it's not the best shortwave radio I've heard. I don't know if we can tune something here. I'll try to see if I can tune something here. I'm not sure I'll be able to. Here we go. Here you're listening to a station from the United States that's on the 19 meter band 1516. Gives you an idea that this radio is actually sensitive enough for shortwave listening, because lots of cheap radios, you just don't get any stations. And you tune around, and I've had some cheap radios below 20 bucks that just didn't get any stations at all. Now this, with just that little part of antenna that's on it, actually receives shortwave. So that's the good part, and it does it. It has sensitivity that is just high enough that I did listen to Russia, Romania. I did do some international radio station listening, but the stations need to be quite strong for them to come in. So you're limited a little bit on the shortwave, but it does work. And that's the nice part of this radio. Again, because of the fixed digital signal processing settings, there's nothing you can do, and when signals tend to be a little weaker, what happens is you get this really weird way of fading in and out because it's all done electronically. So basically you've got an analog dial, but inside it's digitally tuned, which is a weird mix in a radio. But once again, 20 bucks. What do you want to have for 20 bucks? It's amazing. So for 20 bucks, you get this radio, nice little black finish, very small, very thin, very light, uses 2 AA batteries to work that are here in the back. I've got some rechargeable batteries in here. So it's 2 AA. You've got that little stand that makes the radio at an angle, which is nice. On the left side, you've got a little power connector. If you have an AC adapter, if you want to plug it in the wall outlet, you've got an on-off switch. You've got your headphone jack here with stereo on FM, which is very nice. On the top, you've got the band selection switch. On the left side, you've got the tuning button and you've got your volume control. So it's straightforward. If you don't understand much of technology, this is so straightforward that I think you'll be able to tune it without even watching the manual. So $20 is an okay price for this radio. It does the job that it's meant to be, even though it's not the best radio around. But for less than 20 bucks, you'll have difficulty getting a radio that really works well. So if you're looking into something that's more than just an AM FM radio, this might be it. It has shortwave bands, and like I said, I did hear international broadcasters on this radio. So if you're in a noiseless environment, because that's the problem, if you're in a city and you're using this in your home, you might not be able to tune many signals on shortwave because of the noise inside your house. But this is probably a good little radio to bring along on camping trips, or even if you're a traveler, world traveler, and you want a little radio to listen to local stations. Be careful though, if you're a world traveler, some countries don't like it when you bring in especially radios that have shortwave bands on them. Some countries actually don't really like it a lot, and you might actually get your radio confiscated. But apart from that, cool black little radio on eBay. So just go on eBay, type in Degen DE321. Depending on where you'll buy it though, one word of caution. I did get the version with the manual in Chinese. So as you see here, it's a lot of Chinese written here. So if you do, don't worry, because like I said, it's so straightforward to use that I don't think you'll really need to read a manual. If you do, look on the Shortwave, on the internet. I've actually typed Degen DE321 English manual and came up with a PDF on a website. And I know that some sellers on eBay will actually tell you that they have a English printed manual that comes with it, that they include in the box. So most vendors of this radio on eBay are from Hong Kong or China, so it will take a few weeks to arrive. I think this one took about 3 weeks to arrive from a Hong Kong seller. And cool little radio, and but just don't expect, you know, that it's gonna perform like a $100 or $200 radio. It's really much cheaper than that. So it has this little, you know, weird way of functioning, but it does the job for what it is. If you enjoy our reviews, our videos, hey, please subscribe to our channel. We try to put gadgets every week if possible. If you have a gadget of your own that you've seen on the web, 20 bucks or less, and you're wondering, is it any good? Can you try it for me and tell me what you think? Let us know. We'll try to order one and review whatever electronic gadget you've seen. We try to stay to the 20 buck or less level. Yes, we do sometimes have gadgets that are more than 20 bucks if they are worth it. So don't be surprised if one day I come up with $50 or $100 gadgets. It will happen from time to time, because if something's really interesting and really good, we'll actually have it reviewed. And hope that you enjoy our reviews and our channel, and that you'll come back to the Electronic Gadgets channel. Bye bye.